What is up, everyone? As you can see, I'm trying all kinds of new things on my lives. It's so great to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so great to see you. Yeah. So, we are continuing this discussion on how to make money multiple ways, how to make multiple streams of income, make money multiple ways, and really to 10x your presence at home. So that's really the whole entire idea. So I want to thank you for being here. I want to let you know that I would love for you to like, comment, subscribe. We are live right now on YouTube. We are live on LinkedIn. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitter. And so for my YouTube fans, definitely subscribe to the channel. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. For my LinkedIn family, definitely tag someone, send someone a DM, invite someone, like get everyone into this conversation. And then let me know that you're here. So let me know in the comments that you're here because that's how I'm going to know if you're here if you let me know in the comments. So, what is up? So, let's get right to it today because I do have an important phone call coming in. So, if it comes in, I will have to go. But I wanted to be here on time. It's one of those weird things where they give you this long, what is it called? We'll call you between 1 and 5. And it's like, okay, I got to keep it moving with my day. So, let's talk about. So, yesterday we talked about Disney. And I wanted to talk about making multiple streams of income. And I wanted to talk about it using companies that we know. Hello, LinkedIn user. Tell me who you are because for whatever reason Restream's not telling me who you are. Tell me who you are. Hello. So yeah, so this is what I want to talk about. So we're using companies to talk about making money multiple ways. So why do we want to make money multiple ways? We do not want the only way that we make money to be by trading our time for money. That is a lot. If you are just making money by trading your time for money, it doesn't even matter if you're getting $40,000 an hour. Hey, Najia. After a while, time is finite, right? Our time here on earth is finite. There's people you want to spend it with, things you want to do, places you want to go. And, you want to leverage and diversify how you make income. So, what I will not ever tell someone is they will never work for their, like exchange time for their money because you will, even if you're creating, you're going to invest time, but hopefully that creation will continue to make money and it will disconnect you from the time that you're using. So that is the goal. I'm so happy that you're here today. My name is Aya. I'm a coach. I coach parentpreneurs. I'm a business consultant, and I really just help you 10x your presence by home by making money in a lot of different ways. And so let's get right to it. So today we're talking about Amazon because we're talking about a really important point that is important for this conversation. This point is so important for this conversation, and I want you to listen carefully. Listen carefully because this is where a lot of people go wrong, and they go wrong, and it's okay because we don't know everything, so you can go right. If you're going wrong, you can go right. Don't ever let anyone make you feel that if as long as you're alive and you're breathing, you can go right. Okay, so it's all good. But one of the things I want to talk about is sometimes people are not really aware of how a business is making the bulk of their money. So they're not really aware of how that business is making the bulk of their money. And sometimes what you see that business doing or what they're advertising, you may think, oh, that's how they're making their money. And you want to mimic that. And you realize, I'm not making any money. How are they making money? And maybe you do a little bit more research and you realize how they're making money is so different than how it's being advertised. So that's one thing we want to talk about today and how to make multiple streams of income. Yesterday, we talked a little bit about it starts with your mind. It starts with your mindset, knowing that you can, and then it moves into it moves into knowledge, and then it moves into execution. One of the things that the Bible says that I love, it says, do not despise the day of small beginnings. And what does that mean? It's talking about that usually beginnings start small, right? Usually, unless you're building upon something already. And you don't want to despise that, because your beginning might be insignificant, but your latter end is greatly increasing. So, increase is our portion. I release that to you today. So, today we're talking about Amazon. Oh my gosh. I love Amazon. I'm such an Amazon person. There's lots of conversations about Amazon, ruining small business. And there's a lot of conversation about that. If you want to talk about that, please let me know. Please let me know, because we got to talk about it all. But one of the things that we know that Amazon makes a lot of money doing a lot of different things. And you can kind of just tell. You can go to the Amazon webpage and you can scroll all the way down to the bottom, right? You can scroll all the way down to the bottom, like all the way down to the bottom, bottom, bottom. Let me see if I can share my screen all the way down to the, yeah, I think I can, all the way down to the bottom, bottom, bottom. Let me see if I can share my screen. Hold on. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, here it is. All right. So I'm sharing my screen with all of you. So all the way down, this is just Amazon.com. So that's all it is, Amazon.com. So if you scroll up, this is the webpage of Amazon, right? So this is what you see as an Amazon consumer. But if you scroll all down, all the way down, all the way down, just past this too, you'll see all of these. And these are all of Amazon's businesses, right? These are all of Amazon's businesses. Did you know they do fabric? Did you know that? Goodreads, Amazon Web Services, Amazon Fresh, Amazon Global, Amazon Photos, Ring, Zappos, Woot, Book Depository. Whew. Let me tell you, Neighbors app, IMDb, Audible, sell on Amazon, Amazon subscription boxes. So as we can see, they have a ton of different businesses and a ton of different ways that they're making money. So Nick Marble says, it's so hard working this warehouse. Working at the Amazon warehouse, is that what you mean? Yes. But one of the things I want to talk about briefly is a lot of people think Amazon makes their money selling stuff and selling stuff at a cheap price and having deliveries and stuff like that. But how does Amazon really make their money? Does anybody know? You could tell me in the comments if you think you know. I have a special guest here who is going to tell us a little bit about how Amazon makes a lot of money. The bulk, I don't know if it's the bulk of their money, but it's a good income, how they make their money. It's a good income. And a lot of people don't know. And it's important to know, because if you're trying to do what Amazon is doing, making money from a lot of different places, you'll understand that it's important that you have that cash flow together to start to expand. Okay. So it's really good. So my surprise guest is, who do you think it is? If you've been watching me, you kind of probably already know who it is. Sometimes I have new people on the show, but today we have our favorite founder, the founder of Prayer Social, Solomon Kwanzaa, in the house. And he's my favorite when I talk about tech stuff, because he's a big tech person and he likes this topic and he knows a lot about it. So he's going to talk to us today about Amazon, AWS, how Amazon makes a lot of their money. And I want you guys to know this. This is important. How does this apply to you? You cannot just go and pick a business model and think you know all the details of this business model and try to imitate it, and it's not working for you. So it's so important. So tell me in the comments what you're thinking, because I want to know. And I'm also going to tell you like a story too. So Solomon, you can come on whenever you're ready. You can just come on in. Come on in. Whenever you're ready. There you go. Oh, let me take this off. Let me take this. Or you can take this off. Let me hide this. Okay, so we can see his face. Awesome. So how are you doing, Solomon? How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you. How are you doing? Hi, everybody. How you guys doing? Great to be here.
I
I
am
hope you can
doing
hear me.
good. We can hear you really well. At least I can hear you. Let me know in the audience if you can hear. I can hear him really well. So sometimes I don't have my speakers on, but
That's
they're
good.
on, so I can hear you. So yeah. So before I go into the Amazon story, let's talk about Costco. So Costco sells this chicken because it's very similar to the Amazon story. Costco, if you're in the US, and I think Costco is also international, but if you're in the US, there's a store called Costco. You have to buy a membership to go, and they have all kinds of stuff there. And they sell this rotisserie chicken for, I think it's like $4.99, if I'm not mistaken. It's like $5, and it is. Thank you, Nick. And it is definitely it is like there it's at a loss. It's a known loss, like it's a loss. But they call it they attract people through this rotisserie chicken and then try to upsell you when you get into their store. And they do a lot of funny things in their store. So we're going to talk about Costco another day in terms of how they have multiple streams of income and then how they're doing it. But listen, if all these corporations are doing it, it's time for you to start doing it. So let's get back to our topic of Amazon and let's talk about Amazon's money maker. Let's talk about Amazon's money maker. It's not their store. Hint, hint, it's not their store. It is something called AWS, Amazon Web Services. So, Solomon, you can Google this too. We're just doing you a favor by telling you about it, in a fun way. But this is about it. So, Solomon, tell us about Amazon Web Services, please.
All right. Happy to. And I think this is such a great and important topic, and I'm so glad that you're doing it. And the AWS, as you mentioned, is, I would say, the biggest, one of the biggest thing that Amazon did, which actually has allowed them to pretty much dabble into every business you can think of. Every everything you may be doing something, and Amazon AWS is playing a role in it, and you may not even know. That's it. AWS is, Amazon Web Services, and they are everywhere, like everywhere. So what is AWS? It's simply, they are providing cloud computing services. Okay, what is that? So they basically have built a whole system of computers, a service. So they basically build that in so many places, so many locations, globally, and they provide those services to you. So what does that mean? So let's say you are a developer, or you are some kind of business, right? And let's assume I'm a game developer. For instance, I develop games. So I develop an app. So I you know so you're a game developer, but in order to do that, you need to, one, build a game. So you
Mhm.
need computing hardware to do that. Okay. In order to do that, you may decide, if you have a lot of money, that you're going to build all the I like the new view. You're going to build you're going to buy all the hardware, the computing hardware for it. Okay. You may be a fashion person, or whatever it is. You may need some computers to do that, but instead of spending your money on computers, you can pay somebody who has computers and use their computing power. That is basically what the cloud computing service is. So instead of you buying your own computers and managing them, all these servers, Amazon buys it, sets it up, powers it for you, and provisions them for you. That is in simple terms what AWS is. Now, so so let's say telecommunication companies, for instance, like, VoIP services, that is voice over IP. A lot of those people actually use AWS. A lot of um, web hosting services use AWS in the back end. A lot of app hosting services use AWS. Either they're using AWS, or they're using Google Cloud services as well. So basically, anything you can think of in the world which needs computing is either using AWS, or a competing product is Microsoft Azure services, Microsoft Azure service,
So let's stick with
or
Amazon.
Google Cloud.
That's awesome. So let's stick with Amazon because the whole point is talking about how you can diversify your income like Amazon. But one of the
Mhm.
reasons why Amazon is able to diversify their income is because they do something that's very practical, that all kinds of businesses need, that they are able to provide. And so Amazon provides it to small businesses, medium businesses, huge global enterprises, and they're getting paid monthly to do this, right? So
Yeah,
this steady
absolutely.
stream of income has allowed them to do other things and diversify. So of course they have their competitors in that market, that's fine, but this steady stream of income that comes in, so this actual need allows them, gives them leeway to do what? So let's share my screen real quick. um yeah, let's share. Okay, look at that, I love that. So if hopefully you can see this, but it shows you all the different companies that, like all the different businesses that have Amazon's name: Book Depository, Box Office Mojo, KDP, Kindle Publishing Direct, Zappos, PillPack, Eero Wi-Fi, Prime Video Direct, 6 p.m., Aid Books, ACX. So, oh my goodness. So they have a steady stream of income, monthly revenue, providing something that is absolutely needed for a business who wants to be using the internet and doesn't want to invest in that type of infrastructure. Okay, so what is the takeaway? What is the takeaway? Really quickly, what is the takeaway? The takeaway is that one of your streams of income needs to be around infrastructure. One of your streams of income needs to be around infrastructure, something that people need. You don't want to have all of your diversified income streams in what people want, because sometimes in life we have to reject our wants and go for our needs. Okay, and so you want to have at least one stream of your income be about something that somebody needs. They cannot cut this bill. Like, let's say our internet bill. Well, some people, you can go to the coffee shop and get Wi-Fi. So, but let's say your phone bill, you cannot cut this phone bill. You need your phone. You cannot cut this phone bill. You need your phone. You cannot cut it. You may not need the fanciest phone. You might drop your subscription, but you're gonna have that phone. So you want something, when you're thinking about diversifying your income streams and making money in multiple ways, you want to think about your main money maker being something that people need, right? Infrastructure, right? Because AWS is all about infrastructure, right? So next week, we're going to be talking about companies, like, just to do a sneak peek on what we're talking about next week, we're going to be talking about how to make multiple streams of income using like all these big company models. So next week, we're going to talk about Apple. And I'm excited to talk about Apple because they have a very vibrant business. I mean, Apple makes money on top of money on top of money on top of money on top of money. Like, these people are sick with their money making ability. Like, they make money, like literally they make money on money on money on money on money. Apple is goals as it pertains to how to make money on top of money on top of money. So next week we're going to be talking about Apple and some other companies. So we're going live on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. If you want to join us, you're on LinkedIn, join Solomon and I. We co-host a show on Thursdays. We're talking about it's really exciting. For the next 4 weeks, we're talking about how to go from being self-employed to actually having a business. So it's a really fun conversation. We're bringing guests in. It's a really fun conversation, but that's only available for LinkedIn audio. And so this LinkedIn Live, it's Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So next week, tune in. But let's finish up talking about AWS. So tell me what, why do you think Amazon got into that?
All right, that's a great point, and I just want to show something real quick. Since you shared a screen, I'm going to share a quick screen, and hopefully, it helps kind of cement what I'm going to say. So, Amazon decided that they wanted to be sure they're getting. My screen sharing happening or not? 1 second.
Yes, I see it.
So let's go. Let's here. You see it? Oh, here we go.
Well, I was seeing it before, but now I just see us. And you're a little frozen. Well, you're frozen, not a little frozen. There it goes. I see your screen share now.
All right, all right. So everybody, okay, I hope you can see it, but if you can, so think about this is where this allows Amazon to dabble into everything from advertising, automotive, consumer package, education, even government, energy, financial services, government, games, right? Healthcare, industrial, manufacturing, media, entertainment, non-profit, power and utilities, pretty much every industrial sector you can think of. These guys are dabbling into it. Now, why is it important? Because now they are sticking their fingers everywhere. They are sticking a hold and a claim to every area possible so they can make money from all those places. You know what's interesting? Everybody talks about Web 3.0, right? And that is basically moving from a centralized system to a decentralized system. Do you know that even some of the decentralized systems under the Web 3.0 or blockchain systems are actually hosted on AWS, which in many ways technically removes the decentralization aspect because they are kind of centralized on AWS. So that really positions Amazon or AWS and hedges them against future, right? It just propels them into the future because talk about a lot of Ethereum, which is one of the biggest blockchain or cryptocurrencies. A lot of their nodes are actually hosted on AWS servers. That is how powerful decentralization is in terms of Amazon's business or Amazon's multiplying their streams of income business is. And I think it's a brilliant strategy, which allows them to really spread their tentacles everywhere and grab money from every place possible, which I think is really in line with what you're trying to teach your audience. That look, dabble into everything. One of the ways I do that is I don't know if I have to talk about mine, but one of the ways I do that is in the blockchain industry or cryptocurrency, and I dabble into different mining technologies. And because look, if you get a miner, it can be working for you while you sleep. To me, that's one of the best
I
ways
just
of making
learned
income.
that mining is very toxic to the environment. So I want to talk to you about that offline, not right now. But I
Yeah, it
just
depends
learned
on
that.
it depends on where you're getting your power from. So people
Mm,
can say all kinds of things, but yeah, it depends on where you're getting your power from. A lot
yes.
of
Well,
people say, so
I don't
let
know
me. A
about
lot
what
of
people can
people.
say, but I like to
A
look
lot
at
of
facts. I like to look at facts, not so much because you're right. People can say anything, but I like to
yeah.
look at facts. I like to look at facts. And what I want to know is not that I think I just learned this. So, it was kind of interesting. I was like, wow, I didn't really realize that. But we'll talk about that another offline. So, what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? What does that mean for you and for me? What does that mean for Solomon? One way that you can invest in infrastructure is, so let's say you have a restaurant, a hair salon, or it's something that requires in person. One way to diversify your income is to purchase the building, purchase a like a strip mall, or purchase a building where you have the building and then you rent out some parts of the building, so now you're making income renting, and you're providing infrastructure for another business. Like that business maybe is not in a place to be able to buy their own building, but they can have a long-term lease with you. You can use your tenants to like pay off your mortgage, and like after a while, once it's paid off, it's just like an income stream, and you can start to leverage and dabble into everything else. So I wanted to give that example where it's like, this is how you can invest in infrastructure. So there's online infrastructure. Some people have whole businesses, with domain names, right? If you're up and coming, You better buy your domain name because someone will see you, buy your domain name, and then try to sell it to you for thousands of dollars. Invest in your infrastructure. Invest in infrastructure that people need as you are. That's one amazing way to really start to multiply your streams of income. So that's just one example. One example that we're talking about. What do you think about that? And then we're going to wrap up.
No, I think that's really excellent. I mean, the idea of even making sure. I mean, you mentioned real estate, which I think is great because some people really diversify their incomes, even in dabbling in real estate, right? And then you talked about the domain name thing too. That's excellent. And I actually want to mention, speaking of domain names, one of the things too is there is Web 3.0 domain naming system that's also coming up, and people should also look into that as well.
How can they do that?
Well, there is a domain registry called Unstoppable Domains, and so think about some. You can have something like, let's say, Egbuho.nft, right? Which so .nft is going to be a Web 3.0 domain name, and one of the benefits of 3.0 domain names is once you buy it, you own that domain forever and you only paid it once.
Hmm.
Whereas now, if you have a domain registry, you have to keep paying, on a year basis, on an annual basis, right?
Hmm.
Renewing it if you bought it Google domains or GoDaddy or whoever you bought it from.
Hmm.
But when the Web 3.0, because it's on a blockchain, that address is given to you for good. I mean, it's so far as that blockchain is running, that blockchain technology is running. So those are some of the benefits that actually provides as well. But it's a new area, it's a new technology, so so many structures and infrastructure have to be put in place to ensure that to support those things. Because right now, for instance, if you hosted a website on that domain name, uh, certain things cannot really support it and work with it effectively because the whole industry, the whole web infrastructure has not adapted to that technology basically. So but these are things that the world is moving towards, in my opinion. So I think it's better to be prepared for it and really align yourself in many ways. And that's how I look at it, anyways. But we can talk about that's a different thing altogether. We can have conversations on that some other time.
I keep telling Solomon to get his own show on Web 3.0. You heard it here first. So one thing I wanted to say too is when I give you another example of thinking about infrastructure. So let's say like you are an event planner. So you're an event planner, you make events. You want to diversify your income by investing in infrastructure by having your own event place. One way you can do this online is constantly think of a way where you are a place where people are coming to, right? So like what is LinkedIn? What is Facebook? What is YouTube? There are places, they are infrastructure that people come to because other people are here. Right? So other people are on LinkedIn, so that's what makes it valuable. So in the online space, if you want to really diversify your income and you want to really invest in infrastructure, you want to be a place where people come to, where people, okay, so I'm the best place for you to come to so let's say like I have a community where I have a online space where parentpreneurs can come to. It's like people who are parents of children, grandparents, grandparents, aunties, whatever, taking care of kids, and they can come to and get support and come get help. You can come to. That is a really great way to have infrastructure. Of course, it's harder in the beginning. Of course, you have to put the word out there. You have to do this, that, and the other. Oh, we're hitting 30 minutes. We got to end right now. We're putting the word out there. But here's the thing. Over time, If you're the place that gets known for being the place to be, 90% of your job is already done. And then now you're able to monetize in many, many ways. You'll see that on Facebook groups that started and now they have thousands of members, they are able to monetize. Um, Solomon is the founder of Prayer Social, which is a social media platform that is for believers, people who believe in Jesus Christ. And it's a place for them to go and feel comfortable and welcome, to pray for people, to be prayed for, all that kind of stuff. So that is a place, that is an infrastructure for people who have the interest about Jesus. It doesn't matter if it's religious or political. Like, think about how you can create infrastructure. So Prayer Social is an amazing social media platform, and who knows, it can turn into, it could be a studio, it could be anything, right? It could turn into so many
Exactly.
things because people are coming to it. They have something in common, and they might be from India, they might be from Namibia, they might be from Argentina, they might be from the US, they might be from Australia. But the thing that holds them together is their faith in Jesus Christ. So they come there and they can, and then and people will have different branches. So this is a way that you can build infrastructure online that will give you regular income and help you get on solid financial footing so you can start to dabble. So that's the thing that I want you guys to think about. A lot of people don't think infrastructure. If you think about cities, why are some cities so amazing? Because they really thought about infrastructure. If you think about New York City, if you do the history of New York City, if you think about that, one of the reasons why New York City is such an interesting, really amazing city is because the visionary of who designed the city, designed it to be a walking city, designed it to be all of these things. And here is that call. I gotta go. I love you guys. Bye.